Sam Putnam.
Okay, let's get going here.
Folks, you know your ratings. We're going to break down the top 7 stocks to buy right now in December 2025. These are all stocks that I think will exponentially outperform in 2026, and I'm going to present the case for each of them. Each of these stocks are very cheap compared to their peers, have extreme outsized growth rates, have huge contracts and or other revenue boosting deals coming in Q1 and Q2, have extreme operating leverage, and of course overall have a lot to look forward to in 2026, which makes them a good buy right now before we head into that year. I'll present the case for each of these and let you be the judge. And as always, if you're the one taking the ultimate risk, you got to be the one doing the ultimate frisk. Always do your own due diligence on all ideas presented. Okay, so let's start with the current market. So right now what you're looking at is the triple Q index, the NASDAQ 100, the tech sector. And since hitting new highs October 29th, it simply hasn't been able to find stable footings. It was straight down from those levels and then it tried to bounce in late November, but once again we're seeing a overall failure to hold said bounce. And the more failed attempts upward you get, the more the bears are emboldened and come out in full force. And the more the bubble patrol sound the alarm. So right now you naturally have two camps looking at this. One camp that looks at it and says, look.
What else here?
So without further ado, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, help this video get at least 1,000 likes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. Okay, man, like I mentioned,
what up?
They made a major move and many are not paying attention. You guys remember back in, just say 2020 through 2022, when we started giving out stimulus checks, we started quantitative tightening. This made prices go a lot higher. What this meant was that the cost of goods went up, but your credit card interest rate went up. What it cost to borrow money went up. To get a loan, what you was paying on your mortgage, what you was paying on your credit cards, all of those things had a hidden impact. It had an effect that now you fast forward to today and everybody sees the ramifications of that by saying and feeling and thinking things like, man, everything is so expensive. My money is not going as far. I can't afford as much. I need another job, or what I'm paying at my job is not keeping up with the cost of everything. My salary has stayed the same, but everything else has went up. All of these things is the ramifications of those things that took place in 2022. Now, as we've been working 3 years later in 2025 to kind of get interest rates back down to a lower level, restore interest rates, we have...
Here we go. Let's get this thing cooking here. Well, what do you think about AVGO? To me, it looks like it sold off, and I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. But I also didn't buy Meta here, right? So if you did, you're laughing at me because this went up 15%. But you know what? I also didn't buy Meta here. And I also didn't buy Meta here. And I also didn't buy Meta here. You get what I'm getting at? All right. So let's just, we got a lot of stocks going on here. Forward PE. Well, I guess if you hold it for, I don't know, how would you buy it? Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm able to keep track of all these names I've been telling people are interesting and have them on the right days. It's so pricey. Yeah, it is pricey. Yeah, exactly. Dollar cost average. Tuesday, 12/16. AVGO? No. AVGO is not for me. But that would be a way to buy it. Have a stop when you dollar cost average too. So say I'm not going to buy into this below 320. And even more than that, like I'm not gonna hold if it goes below like 318 or something like that. I mean, it's all relative to your account size, your portfolio, your position size, your living situation, your risk appetite, but blah, 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 blah. You don't want to hear me say that. All right. So, not AVGO for me, but there could be some others that are pretty interesting. Should probably mention Tesla too right off the jump. Elf. What about Elf? Yeah, so you really like these ones that go down, which again is fine, but you just gotta say, pick a level and say, maybe I'll try it once, maybe I'll try it twice, but if I lose this amount of money, I'm out. Maybe that level is this low right here. And if I try this a few times and I lose every time, like on a few different stocks, then maybe you just gotta quit buying dips. I don't know what Elon just said or something, but yeah. Tesla is definitely rocking. It's too late kind of to buy it, in my opinion. Like if we look at this breakout, right, this is like the third green day. Like maybe, I mean, sure, you got 15% or whatever, but I don't know if you can get that again. Let's just see, starting with the biggest stocks. Or let's just back up here. Market did nothing today, a sideways day. Bitcoin, little green day. Yeah, I don't trade off PEs or invest in PEs, but as always, you gotta have your own factors. Crude oil down. Okay, fine. Natural gas holding ish. ExxonMobil is probably down then, right? Healthcare stocks down a little bit. PPH was probably down a little bit. Industrials down. I don't even know what industrials really are. Chemicals, right? So if I look at chemicals, that'll be downish. And then another industrial would be natural exterior energy. I don't know what an industrial. That's like utilities, right? Or no, that would be utilities. I don't know what industrials are. I think it's chemicals. I'm trying to see more of these ETFs. XLY is one of them. Consumer discretionary. I don't really know what that is either, but you can just look directly at the retail stocks, I guess, for that. I was interested in Gap. Gap had an okay. Yeah, Sailor is, I mean, what else is he going to say, right? Don't take it out. Do take it out. Google needs to go sideways a little bit. I think if you're buying Bitcoin right now, you're still a little crazy, right? I mean, look at Ethereum. Has to hold to get interesting, right? Amazon holding a higher low on the 200 moving average. Don't want to buy that though. TSM. Ugh. Eli Lilly pulling back a little. Can't really short that. Walmart is almost a shortish idea. Palantir went. Gosh. This is an interesting one. It kind of looks like Walmart. I guess it's way different because it's right at all this pivot line. But it didn't undercut. It sold off. It held this moving average. Just saying this was obviously a big green day to have missed. But miss a lot of stuff every day. ASML. I'm just going to write this in case new people join and they don't know if this is live. This is trash. This is trash. Don't trust that. Don't trust that. IBM is almost, well, it's too late to short it. Caterpillar could be interesting here. But maybe one more green day. GS is almost a short. Maybe it's too late to short. AXP, slow moving but holding in there. It's not great, but it's okay. Micron, about to have earnings. Memory names, Merck pulling back. AppLovin is still intact. Maybe. Moving average thing. Phi AMAT. LRCX is a little interesting. Cities pulling back. SRG, QCOM, no. GV. It's hard to buy this thing up here, right? Yeah, we just looked at AMD and Palantir. Palantir already had a green day today, and AMD has a higher low, but not super interesting yet. Intel is in no man's land. Amgen's in no man's land. This booking.com is just ripping up slowly. Schwab, no. This Boeing is interesting. It's below the 200. I don't know how it made this scanner. Amazon is not interesting, but maybe it has a... I don't want Boeing. It's below the 200. Amazon might have a higher low, or it does have a higher low. Might have a bottom. That's TBD on the bottom. TTD is probably still way too far down. Uber. Yeah, you got to stop mentioning these stocks that are below the green line. I know everyone has different colored lines and different stuff, but 200-day moving average, just don't worry about it. TTD, it just continues going down. It's way below the 200. It's way up here. You could be right. Some of these could eventually go up, but I would not. I don't want to buy stuff that's down, right? I want to buy stuff that's gone up and then consolidating like it's going to go up again. This sold off a little bit. What else? ANAT, no. DHR, no. PH, no. This Capital One is up a lot, but it doesn't appear to be breaking down. So it's slow moving. I'm sure I'm going to take some of these off, Boeing and Capital One. I'll take Boeing off right now. No, 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 no. No, although impressive bounce. No, no. Needs to come down a little bit. Kind of in a weird spot. Choppy. Up too much. This did go. We talked about this. Talked about this yesterday or the other day. There's a no man's land. That's a short. Gold is acting Gold is actually the only thing I didn't look at. And as far as, I mean, there's stuff that doesn't matter to me, like the dollar. Sorry. It's down a little bit, 10-year, whatever. Visa, slow moving. Maybe a short, it looks like. PayPal, not moving at all. Yeah, gold, if it can consolidate a little bit, that would be cool. Go sideways a little bit. Then buy a bull again. So this is where we're at. NEM. This is a no. This DoorDash is still below the 200, but impressive strength. Dell, no. What is going on with this scanner? That's what I need help with. Like, I swear I have above the 200, right? Silver and palladium are strong. I don't know what these stocks, why these stocks are showing up that are below the 200. Something about this moving average is not lining up with what I've got going on here. Right? Am I missing? Does someone else see something? Am I missing something? I have daily close, 200 days. Right? See the 200 there? Close greater than the average of the last 200. It's the close too. I don't need to specify this, I'm pretty sure. Right? Anyway, this moves too slow. Silver. Yeah, silver could be interesting. Silver is actually a little bit interesting as a hold, like a breakout of failure and a hold of a left side peak. So, already moved up a fair bit, but not totally crazy. So AG versus SIL, probably SIL because it's closer. But that one might get voted off the island here. And palladium, I don't know the palladium stocks. I just can see palladium that's going crazy. So maybe that's a short pretty soon. MMM sold off. AVO holding in there. CRH holding in there. Did gap up, but sold off. Did mention that a few days ago. UPS too slow. This is another gold stock. Just sort of choppy. But maybe this is an interesting way to play gold. I don't hate it. Marriott might be a short. Airbnb, nowhere. HW, no. New, the Latin American Bank, no. Regeneron holding up there. RCL, no. No, hopefully bounces, probably not. EMR sold off. Corning, maybe bounces soon. JCI starting to move a lot for a slow mover. Can't do anything right now. Barracks, another way to play gold. Warner Brothers, gosh, that was somewhat predictable today. In hindsight, of course. Which doesn't count as a pullback. Oh, is this a Palladium stock? PALL? Palladium ETF? Looks like it. Yeah, so this could be a short. Although you don't want to get, maybe you want to wait one more day for the double top. Where were we? I totally lost where we were. Oh yeah, Warner Brothers. Marvel, high low, whatever. CMI. It's real extended, but not crazy to think about buying. It's a little crazy to think about buying. Yeah, Palladium ETF. This is fine. It's not great. I'll put it on here and probably take it off. What else here? Net, high or low. Bouncing off the 200. I'll just ignore those. It's too far down. FCX is a lot of failed breakouts. Bam, 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 bam. This is copper, though, I think. Copper and gold. So we'll look at SCCO in a second. I get there. No, 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 no. Carvana. You'd have to be crazy to buy it, but I don't know. It's up a lot. Seagate holding in there. 80 desk. Vertex. Vertiv, I mean, no. Memory name, no. PCAR didn't do anything today. That's still holding in there. Up a lot. BST, no. XPI. Not a crazy thing to look at, but it's not going anywhere. HIMS. It's better not be below the 200. I'm pretty sure it's not. It is. It is. SLB, no. PDX, no. IDXX, no. F, no. Veil, no. BC, no. This thing got wrecked. Jesus. Just goes to show when it gets all spiky and stuff, you just gotta run for the hills. RX, no. URA, no. WPM. I don't know what to do with this. This is a gold thing. Wheat something. Precious metals. No for Illinois. Rocket. Rocket is maybe interesting here, actually. But I also said that here, so. Don't love it. Don't love it. JLO, no. EW, no. It's already up. D-Dog got. Jesus, D-Dog. Incredible. Move down. Entry here, entry here. CBRE is kind of sloppy, but you know, something there. DAL failed breakout today, still hanging in there. AIG sold off. MPWR. I'm going to repost this. MPWR, no. Casinos, no. VHI, no. Ferg, no. No. No Baker. No Target. No INSM. No Fang. FICO. Reddit, little strength, which is good. AU Gold, Baidu, no. Space names. I don't think you want to buy those up here where they just went on that run. But at least they did have some momentum, right? I mean, they were longs and then they were shorts. And now they're no man's land. Where's CTSH? Agilent, no. GFI is okay. SoFi. SoFi is another bouncer. I don't want to buy that down there. GFI wouldn't be a terrible way to play gold, but it's a little spiky for my taste. So a lot of chances to get stopped out. IQV, no. Close. Stay Lauder came back. It's kind of interesting actually that this came back. So this is 105. It's got to get above. Which it looks like it is. But that's just because of the spread. It's really here. It's a little crazy to talk about, but we'll put it on there. GHSA no, NU no, and UE, CCL no, eBay no, WAB no, UAL went. UAL went. MSHIP no. STT no. Keys no. Keys. No. EXP no. Where you went? Tiva just climbing. MongoDB just too slow. Fix sloppy. KGC, another way to play the goal, holding up there. CLS got wrecked. ODFL, no. HPE, no. CV, no. NTRA, no. NRG, no. SanDisk, memory names holding up there. Teradyne, whatever. SYF, NDR, no. Rocket Lab, that's the other space name I didn't mention. Dollar General is still holding in there. Don't hate it, don't love it, I guess I would say. I mean, there's 6 names. I don't know how much more we got going on here. Quite a lot, actually. But we're like halfway through. CN, no. LPLA, no. MTD, no. IBKR, nothing there. AME, no. AM, no. First Solar, sideways too much. Core, no. Alta sold off. Dollar Tree holding up as well as Dollar General. Zim holding in there. ZM, OMC kind of holding in there, but up too much. ES sold off, no. CODO, no. TPR, I don't know about that. BIB, no. CFG, I don't know. STLD, I don't know. Sold off. PHM sold off. Firm, Random Strength. Flex, no. Hub, no. LBOS, no. PSTG, nothing. Halliburton, no. CYBR, no. Futu, no. JBL, no. WAT, no. Key, no. EIX. How we doing? How we doing here? I'm going to repost this for new entrants to the live. Light holding in there. NTAP. Ralph Lauren, kind of interesting, a little choppy. Got sold off a little bit today. Devon got wrecked. ON, Semiconductor 9. Rivian came back a little bit. Don't love that. Fail on Southwest. UFDR too low. Too slow. Techno. Twilio went. BAS holding in there. That's a solar name, I think. I mean, silver name. B sold off. GFS, no. Tyson got wrecked. Yeah, you gotta be careful. It looks like Rivian. It's up too much. Casino and BISC, no. It's got rolled over. These Bitcoin miner data center names. Lumen, no. XPD, no. CW, no. CTRA rect, WST no, UGA rect, NC rect, STS, little strength, EKS no, whatever that is. It's too slow. CHRW, GVHT holding in there, RGLD, I don't know about that, PKG, I don't know, 50I rect. WWD, how'd we do today? Still forming something. I don't know what it is, but something is getting formed here. This can go on here for now. IMQ, some strength. Don't love it. XPO. A lot of failures in a row there. THC, I don't know about that. MTZ, no. Talon, still downtrend. DD holding in there, no. TKO, no. MVT, no. Pearl, no. Roku, no. RPX, RX, no. FN, no. CRS, no. RDW did go, but it was so choppy on the way there. Don't love that. Last few days, 019, no. COO hasn't gone yet. Still looks strong. BWXT, no. H, no. ALB, no. BBW, no. ITT, no. RVMD, failure, and then it came back today. This is pretty rough. That's gone. PFGC, ATI, no. BBIO, no. iClear, no. UHS, no. NTG, no. NDSN, no. MTSI, no. Toll, no. Wind, just too choppy. NXT, no. Oklo, no. Wayfair, a little strength. Alright, we're getting to the home stretch here. 10 billion or less. GH, nothing. ASDND, nothing. TSM, nothing. Joby, nothing. HL, no. MAM, some strength. Kanmai. If I could go sideways, maybe it'll get interesting. AST coming down. WCC, no. TEM, no. PEN, I don't know, that AA. Strong. BLD holding in there. Card, no. LGN, no. mRNA, strong, but vertical. EPAM pulling back, no. Has, no. EQX, no. RiviT got wrecked. CDE's holding in there. CDE is kind of interesting, actually. Put that here. CFLT. No. Iron, no. American Airlines. Massive boom today. How did we get onto Planet? What the heck just happened? AAL. That's what we want. What else? MKSI. Holding in there. RMBS, no. Gap is still looking interesting. Little failed breakout. Strong today. MKR selling off more, and CLH strong. Not really in the cruiser mode right now. I don't like CCL 5 selling off. MP, PPTS, some strength there. Quantums, don't love it. Cameron, no. ARW, no. ARWR, KNX, strength, but don't really know what to do with that. AVIX sold off. Path, maybe finding bottom, let it. AG, Solar, we talked about that. RGTI, no. Frog, no. Lift, no. Halo. Here we go. Actual home stretch. R White CM, whatever. CLF. CLF's not bad, it's just slow. Urban, let it do something. Come down a little bit and sideways. I don't know. 1D now, Sim, nowhere. TTMI, wrecked. Prem, I don't know about that. Prax, I would probably let that one go. Doesn't look like it's doing anything else. APLD, no. QS, no. It's way below. Open door. It can hold. Wouldn't be crazy to buy it here. I mean, this is a crazy base, but it's not like a GEV, you know. So where are we at here? What do we got? A figure this out here. Macy's. It's uninteresting. Okay, Lemonade had a massive strength. This is just making a mockery of everyone. I don't know about buying it tomorrow, but what did the market do again? I guess Lemonade could go. I don't know. Okay, Cipher. No. DN, no. PL. Holding in there. Sideways Wolf holding. ANF is probably a short right here. Riot. And then Galaxy, I don't know about that. Turn could be a short here. Although it's a little far. AEO could be a short. Cores, don't want to touch that. EOSC, don't want to touch that. Visco, let that roll over, do nothing. Let that find the 200. Hut, no. CLSK, no. ONDS, holding in there just barely. Change of character, BBAI, no. SCI, no. Tilray, strength. So those could get interesting if that's your thing, but I don't really love this strength in this sector. Is going to be difficult. So that's enough for me. These guys. So we can take these, can pop those over here. Let's get rid of some of this space here. Getting there. I don't know if you're hearing this noise. This is creating some sort of crazy noise every time I do this. Sorry about that. Alright, so there's a bunch of names. I would say silver is kind of interesting, actually. I don't really get what's going on here, but no one does. So yeah, silver. That noise is going to drive me crazy. Tesla's still interesting as well. So, all right, let's get cracking here. Silver. Yeah. Maybe just make sure I know what these names even are. Just a little double check here. Okay. Please don't take up a bunch of space, ChatGPT. Please, dear God. Please. Industrial, commercial real estate. Industrials. Silver and gold. All right. Here we go. It's got to be in silver. SIL or AG. AG looks pretty interesting, but SIL. AG is fine. So something is going on with I don't think silver and gold are correlated or anything, but they're not correlated. Silver has a large industrial component, electronics, and solar panels. Yeah, that's interesting. These industrials are doing well as well. So, energy control, Woodward and CMI. What is going on here? Power solutions, powertrains. Control systems for equipment. Yeah. AG is a precious metal stock. First Majestic silver. Okay. This one stock can change early buyers' lives. I'm not a financial advisor, but some financial advisors might say to buy as much as possible before December 20th. The ticker is AG. The company is First Majestic Silver. They are a silver mine. They have multiple mines. They're out of Canada, and gold has gone on a massive run. It held recently after a little bit of, that euphoria was crazy, so it came down a little bit. Silver now having its run, and you could say, why not buy gold again? You can't. Gold actually seems to be doing pretty well after that bottoming. Silver as well. They're both at a point where they've gone up significantly. We'll look at the charts, and they've come back a little bit and sort of tested important levels. So gold and silver are often correlated. They're not always going together. Central banks buy gold as a, we're not gold-backed currency, believers anymore, I guess. But it is bought as a safe haven, a reserve asset. Silver, not so much. Silver is used for industrials. So think like, solar panels or turbines and stuff like that. And interestingly, there are a couple of turbine companies that are doing really well as this AG ticker. And I'll speak to those, but the tickers I'll give you right now, CMI and WWD, Woodward. So there's other tickers as well I'll throw at you right now. CBRE, commercial real estate, is also interesting, and Capital One, COF. So that's a lot of tickers. I'll give you that and more. This is not financial advice, but I hope it helps.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 All right, so this is actually live, and your chats show up here. Of course, you're watching this recording. You get the benefit of those questions being asked, as long as they're not terrible. So this is silver, and they're out of Canada. And here's the deal. When you look at the chart, this thing is holding up pretty exceptionally if we look at silver itself, so silver futures. I could just say, the futures look the best. They do look the best. But this is not about telling you, ideas for futures, right? Because in general, futures is more challenging. We'll just keep it at that. It's more challenging. I certainly don't want to do things that are more challenging than they have to be. So I think silver's holding in there at a good left side peak spot, little bit of a up day here. If we're being super real, I think the ETF's probably even better because it has a smaller green day here, so you're not getting in on as much as a gap. And this is what we're seeing in terms of gold. This is what I'm talking about in terms of this pivot level, this pullback, and then this building. So, there are gold names, this is sort of everything, precious metals. That's not a great analogy, but they all sort of look the same. This is definitely a gold mine. Kinross, AEM. I don't really love the choppiness and the slowness of this one. NEM, a little more interesting. And then as far as these industrial names, CMI holding up pretty strong, little flag there. It's slow, but still. And then this Woodward is also a little messy, but it's definitely forming something as long as it breaks to the upside. CBRE I also mentioned. Big flag here, so keep an eye on that. And then there was one more. I totally forgot what it is. Oh yeah, there's actually a few more that I went a little crazy here, but Lemonade had massive strength today, so it looked like it was possibly going to break down, but nope. Now it's totally messing with people. So maybe if it comes back one more day, it'll be perfect, but maybe it'll just leave people in the dust. Estee Lauder holding up, same sort of Lemonade reversal situation. So you could buy it over a type stop, or you could let it cool off for a second. Dollar General, good strength. And this is probably the most interesting in terms of risk reward. So keep an eye on that. And then CDE as well, another minor name. Looks pretty awesome. If it can build out, great, but otherwise, super tight stop right there could be great. So I guess we'll just skip the levels. I mean, who really, it's kind of a personal thing anyway. Maybe I'll regret that. I don't know. But let me know in the chat if you want me to do levels in the future. I mean, I definitely show them, but it's obviously the stocks are chosen with levels in mind, so maybe we'll chill on the levels. As far as the whole broader market, it's the same as it's been. I went through these diligently. These are the ones I found. Industrials is up a little bit, selling off a little bit. I don't, it's a massive base. So if this gets going, industrials could definitely be the next base breakout, which I guess I don't really know how to compare it to these other, XLE, XLV. I guess XLV. No, I don't like talking about base breakouts in terms of entire vertical ETFs like healthcare or financial services or anything like that. That's kind of crazy. So maybe we'll just put a pause on that. But I think those names are interesting right now. As far as past names, here's the names I've been talking about, right? And this may be more interesting even than what went up today totally. So PCAR, UAL, AAL, COO, Jazz, and Gap. Okay. So if we zone in on these, so we were talking about these yesterday. PCAR had a little pullback, so that was a no. But as is always, you know, these ideas, you lose 1% or so, it's no big deal with a super tight stop. So, you know, that's that one. I'll stop doing this strafing, as it would be called. It's making all these noises. So this is the last one I'll do. UAL definitely had this awesome move. So, I mean, the levels are all obvious, right? I mean, you sort of buy it when it opens, and then hopefully it just doesn't turn around. AAL did the same thing. There's no surprise they're in the same sector, right? But Love failed, so you do have to pick the ones that still look interesting and aren't, you know, just day after day after day this thing went up. At least AAL cooled off for a little bit. I don't know exactly if that's totally predictable, but whatever, you know. CCO, not to be confused with COO. It's not really going anywhere. COO is actually the one I talked about. That's still forming a flag. It's just a slow moving one. It's not an easy time to pick stocks right now, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Things are pretty choppy. Everyone's just screaming about Tesla and nothing else. JAZZ is still holding in there, and then the gap remains interesting as well. So keep an eye on that one. A little bit of a move today, kind of a failed breakout. But that was pre-market, so who cares? And then yesterday, as in, you know, not actually yesterday, but Monday, Twilio did go. So that one definitely liked the looks of that. It didn't make it, no, it did make it super easy, actually. A lot of these did not make it super easy. It took an extra day. Walmart just failed. It's tough when something's gone up a couple days already. RVMD also got wrecked. So that's too bad. Rivian came back. Just gotta notice that these big green candles are bound to reverse. PLab fell off as well. So that'll happen. Those high volume closes. And then Lulu. Let's see how the Lulu earnings went. Lulu is still in the ring. That thing is holding, so keep an eye on that for sure. Prax is still not going. It's just a slow mover. I don't know if that's going to pick up or not. VRTX holding in there, so keep an eye on that for sure. Bristol Myers did go. BMY. I don't know what to do with it now. CRH. You have a level here that you can buy it off of. It gapped up and then came back. And then Latin American Bank, no. Just wasn't a super strong looking. I mean, it's tough to buy. The rising moving average undercuts. They have a lower win rate. GCT. This was nice strength and a reclaim, and it's still building out, but that'll stop you out. That's tough. And then as far as more ideas, because we got a lot of them, Bloom Energy. This was, this was from Friday, December 12th. So this is tough. Tough to buy off of a dip like that. I don't love that. SanDisk, same situation. You know. So I guess these ideas were before everything went down on Friday. That would make a lot more sense. Everything got crushed on Friday, so that's kind of what's bound to happen. Tesla, of course, Friday was solid. but it didn't make it easy. Like, the devil's in the details here on Friday. This Tesla reversed below open. PL and Wolf, Planet Labs has come down significantly, so that's kind of a no. And then Wolf got wrecked, so rough. These ones that just wedged up, just sold off. And then as for last Thursday, Lemonade, Lemonade has not made it easy at all. Gold, Gold was one of the only ones that was super clean. Did have a little bit of pullback, so definitely a trim candidate on that day. Path is another. It's tough when they're just drifting down and you're sort of buying off of a high volume close level on something that's drifting down. That just blew right through it. Rocket did not respect this rising moving average here. And then, I don't know the whole rate cut narrative, Rocket. I wouldn't invest in crazy theories like that. Baidu just sold right off this Chinese thing. Kind of over the Chinese stuff right now. And then BTU just continues to build out. So it's a good spot, but it's not making it easy either. As far as Wednesday, the real just keeps going sideways. Wednesday was the 10th. Macy's didn't make it easy. But it might have gotten enough of a push to shave some off there. And then DG on Wednesday was definitely awesome. So maybe this is an interesting way to buy a high volume close. Is if you get a swift reversal, you can buy it, after an inside day, but you don't have to predict that inside day or that hold. So that's definitely something to think about for sure. And then back to Tuesday, TSM had just been drifting up there, but that started after the big failure. You got to stay away from that. And then CoreWeave just completely rolled over. That bounce was already kind of spurious. Lemonade again. Lemonade's been the talk of the town. But you might have gotten 10% if you bought it on that particular day. But shaking people out. Fig never really moved up at all. That was kind of a shot in the dark. Ulta. This is a tough day here, the 8th, to buy after. Because it's not, a wick, a move down and then an inside day. It's like a little reversal. So I don't know if that Ulta is going to move. And then Urban Outfitters, though, the 10th was, pretty rough open. But if you were able to buy it on a move down, you definitely got a swift move up. But you got to be quick. And then Monday, EOSC on Monday. This one is rough. Anytime you have like a shelf over, you're buying over a line, that's just nothing good. CLS did have a little bit of move actually before it failed, so those big down candles can be pretty vicious. And then Cipher on Monday. It's tough to buy like after a hammer candle, it moves up. You're looking for a move to the upside, but after so many rejections, I think you kind of have to, wait for it to break out and then retest. I don't know what to do with that. It's just not easy. Wolf on that Monday was interesting, actually. So that one kind of worked. You know, that was a flag looking thing. GEV. Very spiky, that wolf. This is the 8th back here. Whoop, move up. Let's look at GEV. On the 8th, I think was pretty groovy. Did sell off a little before ultimately breaking out, but sometimes that'll get you. You know, if you just wait sometimes till 10 a.m. or like wait to buy over the previous high or something like that, that can be pretty. Still holding up, actually. GEV is definitely interesting right now. I haven't mentioned it for today, but keep an eye on that for sure. Rubric. I should get in the habit of putting this here. GEV. And then, let's see. Rubric is a no. In fact, from all of these, if we look through all of these, PCAR, UAL, AAL. Let's look at that. PCAR is still in the game. AAL, no. UAL, no. So you see, I'll move this list up so you can see what I'm doing here. These are still on watch, so I'd keep an eye on those. COO, Jazz, COO is in the game, Jazz is in the game. For sure. I know I'm going to run out of space really soon. Gap is in the game. Walmart is kind of out. Plab and Lulu are both, well, Lulu's in it, right? And then, what else? There should be a few more. VRTX, BMY, Prax, I'm just not interested anymore. I talked about that, even though it still might go. It just looks too slow. VRTX is maybe a little more interesting. BMY needs to pull back. And that CRH new GCT. Yeah, GCT is still in the game for sure. Then BE's done. SanDisk and Titan, I think, are done. I don't want that bounce on SanDisk. Titan is slightly interesting. Tesla's got to pull back some. And then PL, I think. PL is interesting still because it had a swift reversal. Okay. So, talked about gold, talked about path. There's a lot of names that are done, except for gold. That can go sideways. Real is too slow. Macy's is no. BTU is still shaping up. I don't really want to see it now, though. It came off. DG, TSM, and CoreWeave. DG is perfect. Well, except for that failure yesterday. TSM is not interesting. CoreWeave is not interesting. And that brings us to GEV, which is on this list. So that's a pretty solid list going here. Pretty much perfectly the length of this panel as well. And then as far as last week, Hood, this is the 7th this was mentioned here on this channel. Just didn't go. Just roll over. And I don't want to buy this. It's down here. And then CN also mentioned, but did actually get a pretty sick move. But can't buy it now after that earnings failure. That was just too rough, I think, of a failure. But before then, I mean, that was groovy. And then Kit and DVN. Kit is a little tiny company. That's probably not going to be interesting. Yeah, just not anything. Heaven forbid DVN really got wrecked. This one is just so spiky. It's just, you know, the spikiness really is a red flag. MDB is still interesting. It's just a little slow. Probably, yeah, I mean, that's still interesting. And then XPO as well sold off, but on the 7th, XPO did go, so that was awesome. But Mongo, that's too zoomed in. Mongo did go as well, but not enough. And then as far as other ones for Monday, ANF and INSP. So ANF was awesome. Now it's a short. INSP rolled over. Difference is pretty stark there as to buying stuff when it's up versus not up. IoT totally got wrecked. It's always been a choppy one. iRobot got delisted, but you know, no one said to hold this one forever. Pretty rough move down though before that massive move, so it didn't make it easy. And then Mags. What did Mags do on Monday? Nothing too interesting. Just unwound. Don't like these channels up. Just don't like that at all. ONDS and Path. Back to Friday. ONDS, pretty much nothing there. Another channel. So, another example of why that doesn't work very often. Path, high volume close on the 5th. Not quite enough, but not horrible. And NXT and Lemonade on the 5th. NXT was just traveling sideways, so that's a no. Lemonade on the 5th. Too early, too much down moves on there. And then SanDisk and Reddit. So, SanDisk was a nice reversal, but didn't quite move enough. And then Reddit, it was just not a strong enough flag. It already had to move up and then formed a flag. And this isn't like a big basing flag, or didn't have an earnings or any sort of news to make it do that. So not interesting there. URBN, that one was pretty good, except for made it pretty difficult with the chop there on Thursday and Friday. And just to ground ourselves, you know, the 5th is here, so it's been pretty choppy since there. This was Thursday and Friday, the 10th and 11th. So the 5th is actually a Monday, I guess. Or whatever, a Friday, yeah. IQV on that Friday. No, I mean, this is kind of a messy flag anyway. Twilio back there, that could have been interesting. Twilio on the 5th. It went, but it broke down a little bit first. And Subfee and Cat. This thing broke down for sure. Cat was up too much. That was pretty obvious. That was not a good idea. And then this GV was a little early, I think, on the 4th. I mean, it was actually, depending on when this was announced. It's good, but it had a little sideways day, so that's probably enough of that. Here's the deal. That's a pretty significant list. You can't see the full list, but you basically can. If I sort it this way and then sort it this way, the only one you're missing is like all these and then the 3 on the bottom below the GEV highlighter, WWD, CD, and Jazz. But I already mentioned the 6 stocks that I think are interesting right now. COF, SIL, CMI, CBRE, EL. There's actually quite a few here. But SIL is the top one, with AG being the way to play that. So that's what we got going on here. And then, I don't know, I guess we can just like scroll Twitter for stock ideas now at this point. I mean, there's only so much that's going on right now in terms of, you know, the top stocks to buy. So I think the data center narrative is still in play. People definitely say that, you know, the electricity thing is not that interesting. Berkshire will do 15 billion more in net income this year. Blah, 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 blah. Buffett would be worth a bunch. Yeah, so we're comparing Buffett and Elon Musk's net worth. That's not helpful. This is a private company, whatever. SpaceX has to choose its ticker. That's going to be riveting. What else? I don't know. If there's any major fundamental stories happening here. I mean, overnight trading is not going to help anyone. Some of these stocks already trade overnight, so that's fine. This is a piece of Tesla news that is notable, actually. Tesla sales suspended in California for 30 days. That might have been what the drop was 30 minutes ago. If we look at that, Tesla seems to be shaking it off, but it definitely caused a bit of a aberration. Oh, Michael Lewis is going to write a book about Warren Buffett. That might be hearsay. What else we got cooking here on the old town square? Got any Palantir news? I don't think so. Palantir is kind of in an interesting spot, but it's not anything worth buying right now, in my opinion. This is funny. Oh my god. Americans go to parties to meet people, while the British go to parties to meet people they already know. Alright. And then what else we got? I hesitate to even look over here just because utilities, blah, 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 for contractors. White House is preferring an executive order that could limit stock buybacks, dividends, and executive compensation for military contractors. That's the whole military-industrial complex breakup. Keep an eye on that. I don't know that that's going to totally mess with KTOS or BBAI or Palantir or Lockheed Martin. What else here? Somebody's dog got cancer or something. Or kidney stones. Be careful with that. That's terrible. Actually, don't know how kidney stones created, but oh yeah, AI stocks. AI. I don't think we really have to worry about anything super AI related. These soon serve RR stocks are pretty uninteresting right now. Soon is down a lot. RR is down a lot. Serve, it kind of rolled over. I don't think you need to get too crazy in those. Somebody called Tesla. That's great. That's really great. I'm sort of ambassador to El Salvador. Got bought or nominated or got the Pulitzer Prize. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here with this non-stock news. This thing is useful sometimes. China's Commerce Ministry efforts to promote some sort of thing. Coal unit to remain online. Oh yeah, what about coal names? What are coal names? What are coal stock names? I know it's not HXL, but there's one major one. Oh yeah, it's BT. We already talked about that. HXL is in no man's land. HCC. Oh yeah, AREC is one that can be sometimes interesting in METC. So AREC and METC look horrible, so BTU is our only hope. Not that we need to be hoping for coal domination, but oh boy, what else do we have for stocks right now? Japan's exports expand for third month in a row, blah blah blah. SQM, I think that's a lithium name. How are the lithium names doing? SQM's holding in there. LAC is doing nothing. Boy. I think rare earths are still uninteresting. For sure. John Arnold has a take. Okay. This is big if it's big. Venezuela is completely surrounded by the largest armada ever assembled. They returned the United States all the oil and land that they previously stole for us. The illegitimate Maduro regime is using oil from this to finance themselves. Declared them as a terrorist organization. Okay, well, I don't think there's any Venezuela stocks that are even publicly listed that are moving a lot, that are also over $1 billion market cap. I could be wrong. Oil is down right now. USO is the main oil stock, right? That's down. So oil prices go down, we have more oil. So I wouldn't think that truth post is related to the market. Oh boy. ALB looks okay, that's chemical name. Oh boy. Is this earnings? MUGS and JBL? Is that right? Oh yeah, they have earnings coming up. I guess not. I don't see where Goldman Sachs earnings. I don't see that at all. It says it on here though, so maybe they are here. Are you talking about General Mills? I hate the logos on the earnings calendar. Like I don't know what these are. I don't know. I'm just gonna ignore that. Just trying to look for big market moving news right now for the purposes of this market update. Oh yeah, there was the payroll rise unemployment number today. Went up to like 4% or something. The market went sideways, so unemployment rose by 0.1%. Jobs revised down. So a little up, but not super. Not super active. Chevron says that Venezuela operations are stable. Chevron's been there for years, apparently. Trump admin renewed their license. So this is probably not the black swan that's going to crash the markets. Chevron prices down, but I think, yeah, the price of oil is not always related to supply and demand. That's what it seems like to me. There's bad news, although when there's war-related news, the oil price spikes. So this is confusing. Whatever. Just keep seeing what else is going on here. Fed rate cut prospects help gold. Is that true? I don't think the Fed has a plan to cut rates. Right? You can go to this website too. Fed rate cut chance, right? It's like Fed Watch. And it says when the next meeting is, which is in like more than a month. God dang, what is going on with these pop-ups on this CME group? And then they say what's the likelihood that they're going to do stuff like that. So that's Fed Watch. And that number comes from the Fed funds future price. So that's the target rate, 3.5% or something like that. Yeah, and that's the chance that that's going to happen for January. So I don't know if that's the rate right now. What is the Fed funds rate right now? I guess any serious investor would know that. But really has nothing to do with buying individual stocks. So whatever, someone can comment it. I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. Market changes. Light. I don't want to look at these. I don't like these bottom bouncing ones. The electronics, optoelectronics ones. Oh my god. We already talked about eliminating gold and Mu. We gotta let the memory names bottom. What else here? The whole AI LLM narrative. But the big tech names are not interesting. Yeah. I don't know who the Luminar CEO is. What was the ticker for that? Doesn't matter. It's already gone. IPO'd and gone. Oh boy. EOS. Battery names are gone. We gotta stop looking at old stuff. Start looking at new stuff. New stuff. Don't worry about this delivery stuff of silver and gold or whatever. Oh boy. App can trend, but I don't know that app is interesting right here. I just haven't had great success with predicting like left side peak undercut reversals. Like flags have been doing better. So we'll just ignore all that. And then as far as other market related news, I'm getting too in the weeds here with all this stuff. There's only so much you can say about Tesla. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about Lebu. That was interesting. Is Lebu still holding in there? Kind of. That thing needs to shape up a little bit, or what's the other biotech ETF that's not Lebu? XBI. What about yeah, you know, that's just barely on the list, I guess. There's really not this Japan number stuff. I don't know that is really that important to imports. Didn't meet expectations. I don't think we have to worry about that too much. So this is the DMV that's messing up with the Tesla thing. So that's what the suspension is. So the company gets a chance to comply, though. Elon v. California continues. What else here? Okay. Anything else constructive here? There's just not that much. Really. Oh yeah, people really like to talk about stuff that has the PE and stuff. If you care about that, let me know what it means, but I haven't seen that really be useful for what we're doing here. Yeah, so tiny names. I don't know what else we got cooking here. It's a picture of a raccoon. Need to see if there's any more public market news. I don't know that there really is. There's just only so much going on. Oh yeah, Palladium. I guess we can look at these shorts if we're getting all shorty here. So Dash maybe, because below 200 Costco after earnings, and then Palladium maybe, if that's your, and then maybe this AEO and ANF. But I guess I won't mention those. You have to have a separate watch list. Ooh, Bernie's not stoked on data centers. Unregulated Sprint. Okay, the CEO says stuff about cars. Okay. And what else? Jobs data help rate cutouts, I guess. I don't know if that actually changed the rate cutouts. This is really gonna just. Means ASTS should like the jobs data. This is gonna make my brain melt. This Fed stuff. Seeing you then. Some sort of hidden message about seeing in the White House. Okay, great. This has been constructive. So, once again, these are the ideas if you're just tuning in to this recorded video somehow. Take a look at those. If you like these ideas, hit that like button. It makes the ideas better, makes the video better. If you want a free course on how to buy the best stocks, how to find the next NVIDIA without gambling on startups, hit that subscribe. It could change your life. And if you want to ask questions, if you want to trade alongside, let's say you have 7 days that you want to try this out, head over to stockscommunity.com. There are a couple folks in there who did super well, and you can see their results. Not saying you're going to achieve those, but yeah. stockscommunity.com. Peace.
Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.